Welcome to Alleghany County, nestled in the heart of the Blue Ridge Mountains. We're home to Stone Mountain, the New River, and the Blue Ridge Parkway. Hi, I'm Amy Lucas. I'm the Extension Director here at the Alleghany Center, as well as the 4-H agent. Agriculture is a multi-million-dollar industry that has a deep impact on the citizens of Alleghany County. They rely on it for their livelihood, and there's a great heritage that comes from farming within this community. With that, there are devastating accidents that can happen from farm equipment and machinery. We saw this with Extension, and we've been working on this for more than 30 years here in the county to try to raise awareness and increase safety practices within the agriculture industry.
So you and Charles Young were instrumental in starting the first farm safety days here in Alleghany. Tell us why you felt like farm safety education was so needed.
Well, we had actually several farm accidents along the way, as any rural county does. One fatal accident and another one of our farmers got wound up in a PTO shaft and got broke up real bad. But that's kind of where we started with it and went from there.
So where were your first farm safety day events held and who was your target audience?
We actually had them at the fairgrounds with adults first. And we demonstrated things like getting a dummy wrapped up, filled with straw, wrapped up in a PTO shaft.
So tell us a little bit about the specialist you work with.
The first training I went to was Robert McLemore. He was like our safety specialist there in Raleigh. Each state had to have a designated person, and he was North Carolina's. Then we had Julia Storm with the agri-medicine program. That was a few years later after that. And then we got connected with John Paul Owen, who was from A&T State University, and he had a large grant to do a lot of research, a lot of follow-up, enough money we could provide everyone with a farm safety kit, first aid kits, door prizes, just lots of things. That really gave us a shot in the arm with that. Okay, the AgriAbility program was a program that came along a little later, and it was the opportunity to provide, to retrofit tractors or equipment to where a farmer with a disability could continue farming. The AgriAbility program started with a female farmer who was disabled and couldn't get into her tractor anymore to farm. The AgriAbility program hired engineers to retrofit, to develop a plan to retrofit tractor so she could get in her tractor, and he put a little elevator thing on it to where she could get to it with her wheelchair, turn around, sit on it, and it would pick her up and put her in the seat, and she could farm. She could drive her tractor, and did that for several years. Also, a farmer with MS was provided with equipment, quick hook equipment, to where he could just back up, stay on his tractor, and back up to every piece of equipment that he had. And at one point, we were using more. They told me we used more of the AgriAbility money in Alleghany County than all the rest of the states of North Carolina together, simply because we were promoting the program and realized the opportunity and took advantage of that opportunity.
What started as a single event at our local fairgrounds for adults has turned into 4 separate events, starting with second graders, working our way through to adults. The first event that we have is our second grade Farm Animal Day. Here, all second graders from the county are invited to attend at our local fairgrounds and learn about farm animals, farm animal safety, farm animal byproducts, as well as veterinary practices and feeds that surround the agriculture industry. This is a great introduction to farms and farm safety and what the impact the agriculture industry has on our youth. Second event that we have is our 4th grade Rural and Community Safety Day. At this day, all 4th graders from across the county are invited to attend to learn about fire safety, household chemical safety, internet safety, gun safety, as well as farm equipment safety and farm animal safety. So we tie back into our second grade day and continue to expound on those principles they've learned.
As kids get older and progress into high school, we then offer them Farm Safety Day at the high school level. We team up with a lot of local other organizations such as local fire departments, the Forest Service, Upper Mountain Research Station, and several other of our community friends. During this day, we cover topics such as pesticide safety, ATV safety, chainsaw safety, animal husbandry, and also fire safety. The reason we do this is because we see the need.
It's some of the very basics of equipment and tractor farm safety that's important because it's the routine that individuals get in that get them in an accident. You know, for example, there's only one seat on this tractor. That means there's only supposed to be one rider. Also, this box blade is not a place for people to ride or all of the pinch points back here. And it's all of these things that are important. And it's also very important that we're able to translate this to the number of Hispanic employees for the operations that are needing this. This is one of the highest concerns, is making sure that their employees are safe, making sure that they know how to operate the equipment correctly, and so that everyone is able to come home at the end of the day. That is our number one goal with all of the farm safety activities, no matter what age range we're looking at, is if it's from elementary school, high school, adults, or farm workers. All of those are crucial parts of our Farm Safety Day program.
Anything else from your trainings that really stood out to you?
One was farmers wearing blue jeans. If you get wrapped around and in fact, we learned this after one of our farmers did that. I got caught in a PTO shaft and broke his leg up, had to have pins and everything, and it was blue jeans, won't tear. Wrap.
I did not know that.
Denim.
Yeah.
So we encourage farmers to wear just cotton pants, like
Good old Dickie pants.
yeah, like Dickie pants. Those,
Yeah.
things. And another farmer who was not a half mile from where this first farmer was stepped over his PTO shaft, and he had Dickies on, or whatever, those just cotton pants. And he said all of a sudden he was standing there in his underwear. And had he not had those, if he had had denim on, he would have been in the same shape the other farmer was, his next door neighbor. And you'd think after the next door neighbor got caught that way, he wouldn't even be stepping over
You wouldn't be stepping over a PTO.
a PTO shaft, but
People do it.
people do it every day.
Alleghany is a very rural community, and that's why we see the need for these farm safety days. So being able to go over to things such as gun safety to all kids, we feel is very important, and we hope to continue doing this for many years.
So, who do you think was most impacted by these programs, youth or adults?
I think it was more impactful with the youth. The adults have been doing it all these years. In fact, we had a lot of kids, farmers would say their kids come home and tell them about things they were doing wrong. And told one of them, in fact, told me, said something about the stuff you're telling these kids up here, that all I hear is at home, I'm doing everything wrong. So, so I think that, and if those kids ding dong on the parents enough, maybe they'll change too.
In conclusion, farm safety is important to everyone. It doesn't matter if you're an elementary school kid, high school student, college, or in the workforce as a farm worker, or just driving down the road. All of us can be impacted by farm safety. One of the biggest things that's important to remember is our reaction time with farm safety is not what we think it is. In a matter of seconds, we can be wrapped around a PTO shaft multiple times. We could turn into oncoming traffic, or you could fail to hit your brakes correctly. All of those are things that are reminders that are important in our Farm Safety Day program, making sure that our farm workers, youth, and adults all understand the importance and the basics of farm safety, and making sure that everyone is able to come home at the end of the day.
Thanks for joining us today. We hope you've enjoyed learning a little bit about farm safety, a unique programming effort here in Alleghany County.